Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Unplugged Nation. Hope everyone is doing well. And today we have a special guest on the channel. Special guest, our official sponsor of the Brewing Banters over on YouTube, uh, the Charcoal Coffee Company. We got him on. Let's do this. Let's bring him up. Hello, Adam. There you
Hello,
are.
how
There
are
you
you?
are.
I'm here.
Yes.
Yes, I
Yes.
am in the relaxed mode today.
It's rare form for you. Rare form.
It is
Oh
indeed,
yeah,
yeah.
man. No, I wanted to bring you on the podcast side of things because I feel like it's very intriguing to me that you got into the coffee industry, really. And and as someone that is doing all of the work himself,
Mhm.
I wanted to know how that process is because you're immediately against giants that faceless giants, you know,
Yes.
and and you're it's very like regulation heavy. You got to know where to step, and you have these, like, I keep bringing about, like, giants or juggernauts, like, you know these mass produced, don't really care about the individual or the quality. They're just too big. Just
Yeah, I mean, Wales is, well, Britain as a whole, really, but Wales especially, the single origin coffee industry has exploded. And I'm not going to mention any names, but there are a lot of companies here that are doing what I do, and
mhm.
they're bigger than me, and they're very well known, and it's a massive gamble.
N-
Um,
my I guess a follow-up question would be, why why coffee? Why coffee? Why, like, let's just go all the way back to the beginning of when you were a little boy. Why coffee? Like, what drove you
well,
there?
it's interesting. Okay, so I've always liked coffee, but I've never been a what's the term, a coffee aficionado. I've always drank coffee. I don't like tea. Tea doesn't like me. Um, and so, a lot of my friends like coffee. I was always into coffee. Um, when I used to live in Aberystwyth years ago, there was a coffee shop there, and they used to sell this coffee from all over the world. It was really amazing. That smell when you go into a coffee retail shop, and they've got the jars with the beans and
Yeah.
the old school weighing scales, and the smell of it. And I'd try all these different coffee beans from all over the world, Uganda and Tanzania and China and Burundi and Brazil and wherever. And they'd all have these different flavors and everything. And then probably would have been the back end of 2020. And I was having a conversation with a friend of mine who lives up in Aberystwyth, and he said to me, he said, "Do you know, Ed?" He said, there's not, Aberystwyth's a really large town. There isn't a single coffee roaster here.
Hmm.
There are people who sell coffee, but I don't know whether they are a roastery or not.
Okay.
And he said, "Why don't you start a coffee roastery?" I was like, Mate, that's really expensive. So we looked into old ways of making coffee. There's a video on my channel about the new roastery, which hasn't actually happened yet, but um, we wanted to look into the majority of coffee is roasted in a drum over gas or electric. Then you've got wood roasted coffee, which is a bit more old school, different flavour. You've tried wood roasted coffee.
Yep.
And then we looked at charcoal roasting, which is primarily done in places like Indonesia, Vietnam. They do a lot of it in Japan, Asia-based countries do a lot of charcoal roasting because charcoal roasted coffee adds another element. You get more of the smokiness, you get levels of flavor and that type of thing. And that's what we're trying to do. That's the end goal. The end goal is to have a charcoal coffee roastery. This brings with it a set of its own problems. You can't buy a charcoal coffee roaster. They don't exist. You have to get it built. So then you have to design it.
Yeah.
That coffee, you could go buy coffee from the supermarket tomorrow. And then you could buy the exact same coffee a month from now, a year from now, and it will taste the same.
Yep.
You could buy charcoal coffee from me today and then buy it from me from a roast I did tomorrow, and it'll taste different.
Yep. It's the difference that
Only tiny.
Yeah.
And it's not, oh my God, it tastes completely different.
No.
It's not the same coffee I bought. It's like slight alterations. It's always going to be a little bit different. And that's the artisan element of the coffee roast.
Now, that's for like the people that are honed into their palate. That is those differences.
60% of people wouldn't notice a difference.
Yeah. And now that's the thing, like the people that are just drinking coffee for caffeine's sake, that enjoy the like I'll put it out. My wife isn't a coffee drinker. She drinks coffee, if that makes sense. She needs the caffeine, but she likes like the creamers and the sugar, which completely mask the profile of the coffee completely. It's just like erases that. You get brown milk. You get brown sweet milk.
Roast coffee, you don't. There's no point. I've got nothing. If that's how people drink coffee, that's and we're all different. But there's roast coffee, and then there's I drink my coffee black with no sugar. I can taste the difference between a coffee from Uganda and a coffee from Brazil.
Yeah, and I don't think I would
war with your new drip maker.
Now, the only thing here and there that I would add to coffee, and for me, it cuts down the acidity of coffee, is pouring a little bit of sugar. That's it. A little bit, not too much, because I don't want a freaking diabetic drink. A little bit of sugar cuts down the acidity of some coffees for me.
Well, if you've got a problem with the acidity of the coffee, maybe you should go to a medium roast, which is less acidic.
What are the coffees that you offer on your website?
So currently we have Brazil Tupi, Single Origin, Rainforest Alliance. In fact, all the coffees we sell are Rainforest Alliance and Single Origin. We don't sell blended coffee at all. So we've got Brazil Tupi, we've got Ethiopian Heirloom. At the moment, they're only available in the UK, but you can get free postage if you spend £20 or more. And we do have our Brazil Tupi and our Ethiopia Heirloom marked down. That's wood roasted coffee. And then we've also got Colombian. We've got Honduras, which is organic. And Uganda Bugizu, which is a Rainforest Alliance coffee as well. And they are open drum gas roasted. So you still get good, interesting flavors. So,
all right.
Yeah.
All right.
And spend over £20 and I'll send it to you for nothing, as long as you're in the UK.
There you go.
All right.
Well. Thank you for being a part of the podcast. Thank you for being a part of the channel in general. YouTube, great supporter. Thank you so much.
Enjoy.
And I honestly, I'm such a huge fan of the products that you've let me taste. Like, it's just quality. They've taken me from the dark ages of what I thought coffee was to what I'm looking forward to what coffee can be for me. So
yeah,
I actually, yeah, basically born again coffee drinker. But yeah, man. So guys, listen, as you guys listen to this, make sure you go over and check out Charcoal Coffee Company, charcoalcoffee.co.uk for those of you listening. And I will be tagging the descriptions up with ways you can interact and also get the coffee for yourself so you can try. And anyway, guys, thanks for listening, and make sure you guys unplug and do something legendary. All right. Much love. Bye. And again, thanks for joining the podcast. Later.
Thank you.